Have you seen those movies where there's fire falling from the sky, it's the end of the world, and there's people running frantically, just screaming in terror? Well, God made this possible for two ancient cities named Sodom and Gomorrah in chapter 19 of Genesis. Craziest story I've ever talked about. So two angels enter the city of Sodom. They're going to see how sinful it is, to see if God should destroy it or not. And for some reason, Abraham's nephew named Lot, he was at the entrance of the city. This could be an indicator that he was someone important or a leader of the city. And Lot invites these men to his house. But these men just say, nah, don't worry, Lot. We'll just stay around anywhere. You don't have to take us into your house. We'll do fine. But Lot insists because he knew that this city was completely crazy and dangerous. And so he finally convinces these angels slash men, I think they were angels that looked like men. He convinces them to go to his house, and Lot prepares a feast and everyone is happy. Then the story gets a little crazy. All the men of the city of Sodom go to Lot's house and just start banging on that door. And they tell Lot, Lot, bring those two men out. We want to do things to them. These things were perverted things. This is a family-friendly show, so I will not go into details. This is just this big red flag that this city was super sinful and super wicked. And then Lot tells them, no guys, please don't mess with my guests. And all is good, right? Lot is saying the right things. But then Lot proposes a very strange solution. He says, guys, if you guys really want something, take my daughters. Take my two daughters and do whatever you want with them. What? This tells us a lot about Lot. So maybe Lot wasn't exactly a bad person. Maybe he didn't participate in all that evil. But in some way, he had learned to live with all that evil around him to the point that he put his family in danger. So these men are super furious at Lot, and they're about to break the door when the angels, they come out and then they blind all the men that were there. This is the part where the angels tell Lot, dude, you have to get out of here because we just saw that this place is rotten and we're going to destroy it. So the angels tell Lot to leave. And what I find weird is that there's a part that says that the angels had to grab Lot by the arm and pull him out of the city because he was reluctant. And the angels tell them, don't stop, don't look back, just run for it. And Lot's wife, she's running and then she looks back at the city and instantly turns into a pillar of salt or a salt statue. And this shows us that she was so rooted into that culture of Sodom, she couldn't let go. She was probably regretting that she left, and she looks back saying, why am I leaving? And then God destroys the city until Lot is safe and sound. But it says that God made it rain fire and burning sulfur. Extreme. So if you think, Lot lived happily ever after, well, without his wife, but, a happy life afterwards, you would be wrong because his story gets even weirder. Lot apparently becomes super paranoid. He thinks everyone is gonna get him. So he decides to take his daughters and go live in a cave in a mountain. So it's just him and his daughters say, man, dude, there's no men around. My dad's old. And his family line is going to die. So these two girls decide to have children with their father. Family-friendly show! But anyway, this shows us that these girls, who probably grew up in Sodom, still carried with them that iniquity. Because they saw incest as something completely normal. So God is a just God. He punishes the wicked and protects the righteous. Maybe God saved Lot because he was indeed a good man. Or maybe he just saved him for Abraham's sake. But the point is, what was Lot doing there? He exposed his family to these horrible influences. He allowed himself to be surrounded by that immorality. And I'm sure that at some point he thought it was totally normal. But we should never get used to the sin and the wickedness in our society. And we shouldn't be like Lot, who was willing to give up his children to the system of Sodom. We should not give up our children to the system of the world. Even though we don't participate in the sin around us, we shouldn't learn to feel comfortable with it. And we should never lose our sensitivity to the evil of this world.